Hey folks, it's JD here, and today we are looking at the Aviax F2C. So, I've just gone through the pre-flight checks, just had a look, made sure that these little pins are held on correctly, holding on the propellers correctly, that there's nothing blocking the gears underneath there. So, just give them the propellers a little spin. There should be no resistance whatsoever. There we go. And that all these propellers are nice and secure. The camera is secure as well, held on by the two clips that we saw in the unboxing video. I'm just going to move this lens down a slight bit. There we go. Okay, so there we have it. That is what she looks like. She is now ready for her maiden voyage. So be careful when you're opening the battery door, because you haven't got a lot of room because of the camera. There's no on and off switch, so as soon as you plug this in, it's going to work. So let me just see if there we go. Oh, there we go. Make sure she's in nice and tight there. Make sure there's no cables in the way, and then snap to close. Perfect. Right, so as you can see, red LEDs denote the front, green LEDs denote the back. Lens I've moved down. Little blue light there. I'm hoping that when I press record on the transmitter that it is going to change colour. As soon as you push the on button here, this quadcopter doesn't require any binding, so you haven't got to push up and push down on the left analog stick at all. She should, there we go, she should be bound straight away. So just to reiterate, once you push the on button, you're going to hear 3 beeps. Those 3 beeps is automatic binding. So the controller is now bound to the quadcopter. So what I'm going to do is push this little button here. This little button will give us video mode. Let's just double check. Yeah, so the little blue light is now flashing red. The SD card which came with it is into the back. So what we're going to do now, just check where we're going. I'm just going to take her out for a little bit and then move her slightly, and then we're just going to have a little play and see how she goes. So let's take her up. So we've got a slight breeze here today, coming in at about 4 miles an hour. I'm just getting the hang for this quad. Okay, so let's take her out. So this is what we're looking at for the second, is just the beginner mode, mode 1, speed 1. As you can see, it is quite slow. It isn't going to go anywhere. It's just, I would suppose, sorry, not suggest. I would suppose it is more for taking photos or taking video, this particular mode. Let's move her up one to mode 2. So far, it doesn't seem to be doing that much more. Ah, yes it does. Okay, I get you. I get you. Okay, so mode 2 is a lot. She changes course and direction a lot quicker. It doesn't necessarily go faster forward, but she does change course and direction a lot quicker. Okay, so no trim has been used on this quad before the flight. And to be fair, she's handling pretty well. As I said in the unboxing, this controller is unlike any quadcopter controller I have ever used, in so much that it looks and feels a lot like a game console controller. And to be honest, it handles pretty much the same as well, which I think is pretty good. So let's bring her back to me. Let's bring her down a little bit. Let's bring her in for a landing. Okay, let's land her around about here. So let's just bring her down gently. There we go. So first impressions, first flight, no trim. As I say, we have got a small 4 mile an hour wind here. Oh, so there is going to be a little bit of resistance against the quadcopter. The motors aren't that powerful, as you would have noticed, but shifting her up to speed 2 doesn't necessarily make her faster in a straight line, but it does allow her to respond a lot quicker left to right when she banks. So let's take her up again. Let's shift to the mode 3. 3 beeps, don't know if you heard them then. Those 3 beeps would denote advanced speed, or the fastest power that she particularly has. Whoa! Don't know if you saw that, but she did in half bank really fast then. Okay. She seems really tetchy at this speed, so I'll bring her back down to beginner. See if we can hold her there for a little bit. Let's bring her down a little bit as well. I don't want her going too high. There we go. Yeah, these motors do seem quite underpowered for a... I mean, I don't know if you can see, if you're looking at the trees, they are hardly moving. So let's see if I can just bring her back a little bit. Let's bring her down. Let's bring her into a kind of a hover, because she has not got a barometer, therefore altitude hold is not an option. Yeah, she's really not... Oh, she's actually got quite a bit of power. Let's shift it back up to intermediate mode. The 2 beeps there on the speed. She does seem quite tetchy still. Doesn't seem to be... I think that's just the quad though. I mean, I've got brand new batteries in my transmitter. The battery in the quad is fully charged, and she is. I'm sure you can see by the way she's turning, tilting and moving. She is all of a sudden, as you go to spin her around, she just decides that she just twitches ever so slightly. Testing out the one-way return didn't work according to plan, so I'm just going to try it one last time and see if it does. So I think the batteries are getting a little bit low in this, but let's hit auto return. Oh, so she does self-adjust, and then she lands. Right, that is not according to plan. Oh, hello, little Mr. Wagtail. Hello, have you come to see the quadcopter? So yeah, that didn't work according to plan. You did see it did self-adjust, and it did look as if it was going to fly backwards and come towards my location, but it just self-adjusted and then it landed itself. So it's not more of a auto return, but more of a singular landing function. I've tested that 2 or 3 times and I've had exactly the same response every single time I've tested. So there we go. Well, that has been the Aviax F2C. All in all, a good quadcopter, I would say. Not very good, and that's because of that slight twitching when you bank left and right. That does disturb me a little bit. It doesn't give me full confidence that I have full control in this unit, hence why I didn't take it right the way out, like I have done with almost all of the other ones that I've flown. So, I mean, that is a major downside. The other downside is that I've tried this auto return function 3 different times, and every single time I've tried it, the quadcopter has readjusted, it's started to come back, and then it's landed itself. So if you want an auto landing function rather than an auto return, that's the button that'll do it. Headless mode, I'm not a fan of headless mode anyway. I did try it out when I put the video on, and it seemed to work quite well. So again, you know, there are upsides and downsides. Major upside though is that controller. I'm a big fan of this. This fits really nicely in your hand. It's really easy to control in your hand. Your hand automatically fits almost as if you're holding a games console controller. And yeah, it's lightweight. It's so light. There's no telemetry screen. But then again, to be honest, I didn't find myself looking for one. You've got 3 lights on the controller. That's pretty much all you need. So I tried to do a couple of 3D flips as well, but the flip button wasn't working. So that is, again, another downside. So all in all, I would say that I'm quite impressed by the speed difference between this and the other Aviax model, the H2O. This is a lot faster, a lot quicker. It does bank. You can get some good speeds out of it, and it does have 3 speeds. Even on the highest speed on the H2O, I did find that it was quite slow, and it still responded very well. This does have a bit of an issue when you turn it towards the left. So yeah, fantastic. If you've had another good experience or bad experience with this quadcopter, then let me know. But if you wanted a quadcopter that wasn't waterproof, did have a camera, very easy to fly, and is quite durable, apart from the circle on the back, then this is your model. It's quite cheap. I'll put a little link in the description as well so you can find it on Amazon. Well, there we are, folks. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. We are now on Patreon. So if you wouldn't mind checking us out, that would be fantastic. Also, don't forget to check out our website for all up-to-date content on there as well. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.